men should have done this and should have done that and should have reported this at certain time periods. Yet the most powerful man in the state of Pennsylvania, our governor, didn't report anything to the board, and as an attorney general, he didn't let anybody know what was happening. So there was a call for board members resigning today. I think maybe we should have a call for the governor resigning today. It's very easy to say what someone should have done. All kinds of child protective service laws. Once you report something, they don't get back to you and let you know what's going on. Even a person with the best of intentions, if they reported something, they can't call up and say, okay, what did you do about this? They'll just cut you right off. I've had all my own personal experiences with that sort of thing in New Jersey. As for a lot of the information that the judge talked about today, there were a lot of people who were left out of the interviewing process. In addition to that, he failed to tell you that several people were interrogated to the point of exhaustion. I know at least of one person who was hospitalized and has had to seek doctors' or physicians' help as a result of it. So I'm not so sure that even though the evidence sort of points to a lot of these things, and of course it's wrong what happened, but I'm not so sure that a lot of the information wasn't slighted.
Can I ask you a question? What's your reaction to the fact that the judge called Joe Paterno the intervening factor as to why he, Curley, Spanier, and Schultz did not go to children welfare authorities?
Well, knowing Joe, I can't see where he would purposely withhold anything along those lines. As a player, if we did anything wrong, he came down very, very hard on us. Obviously, this is a little bit different of a situation, and the judge made it sound like Joe was in charge of everything. He wasn't. He did not make a lot of the decisions on campus like everybody thinks he is. As for Curley and Schultz, I don't know. They have trials coming up, and a lot of people could not give testimony to the judge because they are not allowed to speak about it.
Well, let me ask you a question. In this report, in their findings, they determined that there was an email exchange going on between Curley, Schultz, and Spanier, and they had initially decided to go to the authorities. And then Curley came forward in an email and said, you know what, I talked to Paterno, and we've decided not to go to the authorities. That's what these findings say in the report.
The only thing that I can tell you, that's a little bit misleading. I can tell you that Joe, prior to his passing, around the time that he fell and broke his hip and went into the hospital, he told family, friends, and select individuals who came to his house as verbal testimony that he did not know about those things, from that 2001 investigation. He may have known something about in 1998, but then again, he would not be a direct party, so who is he to go and say anything to anybody? At the time, he would be held liable for reporting something that he didn't have first knowledge of. So this thing is very, very confusing. Yes, there's evidence that points in one direction or another, but a lot of times that evidence was also ignored, and I'm sort of upset about it. In fact, I was at the Harrisburg board meeting in March when I was told that the direction of this investigation was going to go. So this doesn't surprise me today at all, and it doesn't surprise any of the people I'm here with today either.
Real quick, can I get your name, sir?
Bryan Masella.
Will you spell your last name?
Masella.
And what year did you...
Brian. B-R-I-N.
What year did you graduate from Penn State?
75.
And what years did you play under Paterno?
71 to 75.
75, great.
Where do you live now?
I live in New Jersey, Columbus, New Jersey.
Thank you.
I need just a moment more time. Brian, I just came up, and here's my camera right here, so let me just ask you, how culpable do you feel your former coach was based on this report?
Well, naturally, like he said, if he would have known more, then I think he would have done more. His statement was to very close friends of mine who I've known for 40 years. He said if it had been reported to him that the word sex or sexual or something to that effect was used directly to him, he would have done something about it. He said he said to people I know very personally that he wouldn't have cared who was above him. He would have taken it to task. And I have to believe that.
Do you think Joe Paterno's memory has been sullied today?
Oh, obviously, sure. The way the direction goes, I think, it's going to take a lot of time to correct a lot of these things. There's still a couple of trials, occurring, and there's a lot of evidence and testimony that hasn't come out. Obviously, as a former player and graduate of the university, I'm leaning towards Joe Paterno, and I always will.
Do you think the report was unfair to him?
Yes, the way they singled him out as being the top 4 in the university. I mean, anybody at the university who knows anything about the university can tell you, yes, he was a powerful man. He was a terrific fundraiser for the university, but he certainly did not make all the decisions there.
But in 2001, the report says he derailed the reporting of a sexual assault by Sandusky.
What year?
2001. The report indicates he derailed the reporting of a sexual assault on a child by Sandusky.
I don't believe he derailed anything at that point in time.